for as much as Jimmy did with his scoring, it seemed like this was really a hustle and grit kind of game, especially with what Caleb and Hayward gave you to provide that energy in the third, and then the guys taking it from there. So you always say look past the box score. Is this one of those games maybe to do that?
Yes, and Utah is a unique team. I mean, they play really physical offensively. I think Will has put together an offensive system that really just fits their personnel. And they drive hard, they cut hard, they screen hard, and then they finish off possessions where at least three guys are going to the glass, hard. So as much as you can try to show it on film, you can talk about it, there's no way to really prepare for it until you actually feel it. And I think that's what caught us in that first half. The 19 second chance points, but a lot of those were driving situations that led to different guys on different people, and then they just, were pummeling us in the paint. But in the second half, there was a better disposition, much more to how we've been playing the last 3 weeks. And then that stretch, when we had Caleb and Highsmith in there, they were basically just running a two-man press, running around, creating havoc. And that was that ignition that kind of propelled us into that fourth quarter of energy and inspiration, and then Bam and Jimmy, really took over from there. When Bam and Jimmy, play with that competitive spirit, and they're connected from a competitive standpoint, our guys feel like we can beat anyone, that we can conquer, whatever we need to conquer. And they were at their best on both ends of the court. Caleb, has a messed up, hand, knocked in the mouth. Every play he makes is just a collision here or a collision there. He inspires everybody in our locker room, and he's just a gamer. He just makes big plays at the right times, and it inspires other guys to do the same.
When Jimmy's getting so many, and Jaime got a couple too, when he's getting those really deep post seals, how much of that is play calling from the sidelines versus just instinctual stuff on his part? And if it's the latter, how do you sort of train everybody to watch for those little instinctual moments when he's going to seal somebody?
Yeah, it's happened. Look, we've been doing this now for several months, and it was interrupted a little bit when he was out, but the connection with K-Love and Jimmy, those were a lot of the habits that we were building. Jaime started to get a feel for that. And then when Jimmy was out, we were doing similar things with Jaime. Some of that was intentional, early on, and play call stuff. And then, by this point, it's happening more instinctually and organically. And that's, the better way. But that takes weeks and months, to develop that kind of cohesiveness and to be able to get it there efficiently where you're not just burning clock. We have some good post-entry passers, and that's an underrated skill. Nico is great at it. Jaime's good at it. Bam, obviously, we know what he can do, and K-Love is elite at it. And so other guys are starting to recognize those situations earlier, and also Bam's post-ups as well.
Jimmy obviously got a bunch at the rim and at the free throw line, but he continues to take and make more threes. How much have you guys continued to stay on him to take those, and have you seen opponents maybe make small adjustments?
That's a loaded question. He knows how I feel. If I say too much, then he'll he's the ultimate contrarian. He's a great shooter. Why not? It's a little papa shot for him. I think put him in a three-point contest next year. Allow him just to shoot that shot. I'll put my money on him. Am I allowed to do that? Oh, all right. I won't go there. Don't put him in the three-point contest.
Big picture, now you guys are 10-3 over the last 13. What do you like about just the way your guys have responded since that losing streak in January?
Yeah, I think there's a better understanding of what wins for us. If we compete and defend, we create the karma we need. If we don't, we pay the price. I think in the first half we were, trying to get a little bit caught up in the scoring and trying to outscore them, and then we found ourselves down 4. But when we really lock down and defend with physicality and force and discipline and with a mind, we can accomplish some things. And I think there's a collective understanding of that, and more importantly, a commitment to that. It's not easy. This league is hard. I mean, the offenses now are super dynamic. Speed, space, and pace makes it challenging for every single team. So the biggest thing you have to wrap your mind around is doing tough things. And that doesn't even guarantee anything. It just gives you a better chance at it. Thanks, Coach. All right, thank you.